Hello and welcome to Pearl Grey Knits. I'm Ellie. I'm a knitter based in Australia where I live with my partner and our 3 cats, Percy, Fletchy and Arthur, who sometimes make appearances in my videos or make sounds and trouble in the background. Today is the start of a new vlog series that I'm going to be doing, which is called Finish It. You might be able to guess what the premise of this series is, and it is to finish my whips one by one. Just focus on getting things done, working on those projects that have been sitting around for a while. The concept of this and the way that I plan to execute it is very much inspired by Breathing Yarn, who is one of my favorite creators. I love watching her vlogs of kind of the last stages of her projects and dedicating time to them and getting things done, and I desperately need that. So that's what I'm going to try and do. There will be video chapters down below for each of the projects that I do in this video and going forward. With this one, I haven't really decided what the other project is going to be, but I have the first one, so we're going to talk about that. And that is my flax. So this is the very popular pattern by Jinke Knits. I've been working on this for about maybe 2 or 3 months. I've done the whole body onto the first sleeve. So that's where we're sitting right now with it. And I love it. I think it's going to be it's gonna turn out exactly how I want it to, I think. I just need to get the sleeves done. I'm not anticipating this taking that long because it's their sleeves. They shouldn't be too arduous, I guess, to get done, but I do have very limited knitting time at the moment. So I'm doing a few rows here and there. I'm happy with that. It honestly doesn't matter how long it takes me at this stage because we are going into summer. Not that you could tell, it is kind of a cold day today. But I will not need a jumper this thick until probably like May or June, depending on, you never really know when the cold weather is going to hit. So I have a little bit of time, but I would love to have this done by the end of the year. It is November. So let's see how we go. I've kind of been doing a lot this week, a mix of work and knitting and doing a lot of cleaning and organizing, which so I don't want to focus too much on knitting that today. This is my day off, and then I have the week of work. So my only plan for today regarding any knitting is to wind this next ball of yarn. It's completely untwisted itself, and I do have a little bit left. I think that'll get me through most of the sleeve, but since this is already like this, then I will need it. I figured I would do that today. So I have some other things I want to do, some other creative things, hoping to do some writing today. But when I sit down to watch some TV at some point, I will do that then. I will be back probably next week and update you on where I am with the sleeves. I'm not entirely sure when the last time I updated you was, but it is the 24th, I think, of November. And I've done quite a bit. I am just starting on the like staggered decreases on the arm. I do not know what's happened here. We are just over halfway. It's kind of sitting like here on my arm. So yeah, about halfway. I also now am on to my second last ball. So I'm hoping there won't be a whole lot left. I don't think I'm gonna have to play yarn chicken. I think I'll probably have like maybe half a ball left by the end. I'm gonna try this on at some point this week. Not today, it's kind of warm, but it is supposed to like significantly cool down the rest of the week. So I will try it on then and we'll see how it's looking. That's all the update I have. I do not even know how long it's been. It's December, so it's chaotic. Who knows what's happening? Who knows what day it is? I have hit a bit of a creative slump with this one. I'm still on the first sleeve. I started the decreases just to give it a little bit of shape around the arm, and yeah, I've just been feeling very uninspired. And now my marker has also come off. And so I've moved on to the second project. I'm keeping these separate in the video, so I will go back to talking about this and hopefully I've moved past that slump that I'm kind of in. But right now I am gonna go talk about the other one that I've started. So I will see you in that part when I've actually finished this. Please ignore the fact that my hands are tinted pink. I was redoing my hair. Can't really see it, but you can kind of see it if I hold it up to the light. I just did the ends pink this time. I think it's super cute, but got pink on my hands as I was drying my hair. But we have some exciting progress. I'm almost finished the sleeve. So, whoops, bit tangled. I am, you can't really see, I am onto the ribbing. I've just done like 3 rows of ribbing, so not very far in, but I'm doing the ribbing for about 5 centimeters and then it'll be one sleeve done. I was kind of hoping to finish this whole project by the end of the year, but it is the 22nd of December today, and I don't know if I can finish a whole other sleeve in the time I have left, considering that I don't get a Christmas break. I get Christmas Day off and that's it. So I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and do a little bit of work on this for a little bit today. Maybe pop on a quick show. What have I been watching? Private Practice has been my go-to at the moment. Very Christmassy, obviously. So I think I might pop on that for a little bit and try and do a couple more rows of the ribbing. I don't know, maybe it is still possible to finish this before the end of the year. We'll see. But I keep getting tangled with these ones though. I don't know what it is about these particular needles, but I think because they're still kind of a bit, you know, they're still kind of in that shape that they came in the package. And so I think my yarn just keeps getting tangled around it. But I will be back probably in the new year is when I'm probably going to have time to film. And we'll see how we're going with this then. Until then, I will hopefully have at least some B-roll to show you of me going through the process. And let's see if we can finish it. Okay, sleeve number 1 is done. And it only took me like an extra 10-15 minutes to finish the rest of the cuff. So now that means it's time to pick up for sleeve number 2. And yeah, I'm gonna get to picking up my stitches. I've just done some maths and I've picked up the stitches. In order to finish this by the 31st, I would need to knit about 11 rows per day. I think that's kind of doable. Maybe. Thought I might as well kind of get a jump start on it today. It's almost 4, so it's kind of basically the end of the day, because my partner will be home soon. His mum is arriving any minute now to spend Christmas with us, and she also is a crafty person. Sorry, that's Arthie in the kitchen. So she's like not going to be insulted if I sit here and knit, but I don't imagine I will get a whole lot done. So I thought while I have a few minutes here, I might as well try and do like 2 or 3 rows maybe. Just give myself a little bit of a boost for later in the week when I come home from work and I'm exhausted. this January 2nd. It's a couple of days later now, so it has been, all my weaves have been ended. All my ends have been weaved. It's been blocked, it's been dried, and I'm so happy with it. It's so cute. Oh my god, I'm gonna put it on because it is still a little cold this morning. I got up super early so that I could do my little modeling shoot outside before it got too warm. But it's still nice and early, so it's still quite cold, and I can actually wear it because it's gonna be over 35 for the next few days, so this is definitely going in the cupboard for a while. But it's done. I'm so happy with it. It is a tiny bit shorter than I had kind of anticipated, but I couldn't find my normal jeans this morning, which are a little bit higher waisted than the ones I was wearing. So that I think in the scheme of things, I think it'll be fine. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I really think it's adorable. I love this detailing, and it was fun. It was a fun knit. Worked out a couple of, maybe like 2 or 3 days after I spoke to you last, that I wasn't going to get it done by the end of 2025, because it would mean that by that point I needed to like knit like 16 rows a day, and that just wasn't going to happen with it being literally the week of Christmas, and I was working a lot. We also had Alex's mum here, so 16 rows a day just wasn't possible. But I was doing like 7 to 9 per day, with the new goal of finishing before today, because this was going to be my first day of filming. And then I finished it on the 2nd, because I feel like once you get to like really the home stretch, when you only have a few rows left to do, it's kind of like, well, I'll just finish them. Like there's no point leaving it when all I have left is the cuff. So I'm so happy with it. I actually want to make another one already, like another flax in the Malabrigo Mecha, but for my partner. So maybe in like a navy or a grey or something like that. Those are colours he wears often, so I think that would be fun. I've been waiting to find a pattern that I like, that I could make him, because he keeps asking for one. And I think this is it, because I feel like this is, you know, it's unisex enough and plain enough that he will wear it. So I guess I'm gonna have a look today and see if I can find a colour that I think might suit him. But for now, I got up so early. I haven't had breakfast yet. So step 1 is to go and get myself some breakfast, and then I'll be back to talk about the next project. I have started it a few weeks ago. Not even started. I'd started it for this video a few weeks ago, so I'm going to put that clip here, and then I will jump back to this me, and I'll show you where I am with it at the moment and the plan from here. But first of all, I need a bagel. The second project I've decided I'm going to finish is my crop, because I've done quite a bit of work on it actually. So this is not how it was looking I was still on the ribbing when I started this a few days ago. I just had like one more row of ribbing to do. But now we are on the, well, I mean the whole thing is ribbed, but now I'm on the 3x3 rib instead of the 1x1. This is the My Little Secret crop from Jessie Made Designs, and this is from the Through the Wardrobe Yanko, the Narnia Christmas Advent from last year, 2024, in the Queen Susan and Queen Lucy colours. So it's a yellow and a purple that I'm holding together to make the DK and to, I don't know, make it kind of an interesting colour. Yeah, so I knit most of this, like I knit it up to the top and just had the front section to do and then the straps, and then I tried it on and I did not. This is the second one I'm making of this, and the first one is very tight and cropped and it's basically like a bralette, but this one I wanted a little bit more, a little bit longer and a little bit looser so that it was something I could wear with my like high-waisted shorts, but wasn't super skin tight, just kind of a little looser around like the kind of waist area, I guess, for that more kind of, I don't know, casual, relaxed kind of look. It's summer, it's 34 today, and I don't like wearing skin tight things on the best of days, but especially when it's 34, you just want like a little bit of air circulating, you know? So I ripped it out and started it again. I went a few sizes up from the original one that I made, and then I'm planning on just making it a bit longer this time. Yeah, we're just gonna keep working on it. This one's pretty simple. It is just like a tube, and then you do a little bit more at the front, and then the I-cord straps. So it's pretty easy, but I do have like, I don't know, like another 20 centimeters or something roughly to knit. So it's quick, but it's also like, this is mindless knitting. So it's just good at the moment because I'm so exhausted. I'll come back and update you once I'm a bit more of the way through, and I will let you know. Well, I'll show you how I'm doing. All right, breakfast has been eaten, new cup of tea has been made, Kat has joined. Let's talk about where I left off with the crop. So here it is, which honestly is a little better than I remembered. I thought that I had like more to go, but this isn't too bad. The thing is that I need to have this project finished by the end of January, because that is when this vlog is due to go up. And I've pushed it back already because I didn't have the time that I thought I would, and that's totally cool. And like, look, if I have to push it back a little bit, it's okay. It's not ideal because I kind of have a plan in terms of my content, and then that's going to kind of push other things back as well. But this is just a singlet top, so I think it might be doable. It is January 5th today. My final clip will be filmed on the 30th of January, unless I finish earlier, because that will give me time to edit the rest of this video before then, and then just have to add that little final bit in and have it uploaded by the 31st. That means that I kind of need to get my butt into gear a little bit with this. I'm not feeling rushed, frazzled. It's gonna be fine. Literally, that's not even, I love to say it's gonna be fine when things are kind of exploding, but this is actually gonna be fine. This is very low risk. So right now, my calculations, I need to do about 5 rows per day to get to kind of a comfortable spot. This is just under 4 inches at the moment, and I need it to be, I think, about 12. It is very much just playing it by ear, really, of like, when I get to it, I'll see how it looks, and if I'm happy with the length before the 12 inches, that's fine. But that is just like doing a very quick, like, this is kind of where I want it to sit. I think that's the comfy spot right now. After that, I then have to do the tiny, there's a little bit in the front, so it's a little bit higher than at the back, and then the I-cord straps. But the I-cord, you okay, Fudgy? Okay, I'm gonna go check on my cat because he is elderly and I do not know what that was. Okay, he's all good. He was just attempting to play with a plastic container. Cats, am I right? I think I was talking about the I-cord. I find I-cord super, super quick. So I think it's doable. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is that I'm going to run out of yarn. I have this ball, and then I have, this is the yellow and the purple together. And then I have a little bit extra, I say a little bit, it's probably like half of it. I'm just nervous that I'm going to end up playing yarn chicken. So it's all good. It's all fine. I did very conveniently leave this at the start of a row, so I can just do my 5 rows from here, and then it's easier than having to be like halfway through one and being like, do I count it as 5 or do I need to do like half a row every time? Anyway, I'm gonna work on that a bit every day for the rest of Jan, but do a little bit of it today because I have the day off. This is my usual day off, so I'm gonna even try and maybe do a few extra rows just to give myself a bit of a buffer, and we'll see where we go from there. I have a bunch of other content to film today. This is my first like content day in a couple of weeks, so I have a bit I need to catch up on, but once I've done some of that, this is going to be the focus. I don't know if I said the date last time I updated you, but it's now the 12th of January, so it's been a couple of days. Last week was so hot. We had a heat wave here. Pretty lucky in the area that I live in that there were no bushfires around us that were sort of threatening us, which wasn't the case everywhere in Australia. I know there were some really bad ones in Victoria, and those are the ones I'm mostly aware of because I'm from Victoria, so I was keeping an eye on those. Anyway, it was super hot. It was above 35 for 4 or 5 days. I do not do well with the heat. All of that is to say that I did basically nothing for the week. I lay here and I watched a lot of TV also had the week off work because I managed to injure myself at work a little while ago. That coincided with the heat wave, so I was just not having a great time. I was in pain and hot, and I just watched TV. I'm feeling better now, but it does mean that I've kind of come to the realization that I don't think I'm going to get this done. This is where we are at the moment, and I'm 5.5 inches in now, so I've done about an inch since I not started, but like started as part of this vlog. If I wanted to finish, I would have 12 days to do another 6.5 inches just for the body, and then I still need to do the bit at the top, because the top is comes up a bit higher than it does on the back, and then the straps, and I kind of don't think that's gonna happen. Right now I think I would have to do, I think it's 9 rows a day. I just don't see that happening. So I guess I'm gonna have to come and kind of decide. I don't want to just like leave it here and be like, this is the end of the video, this is what I have. But I think what I'm gonna have to do is kind of rework this in my mind a little bit. I also can't push the video back anymore because I keep pushing it back, and then other content can't go up. So it has to go up by the 31st of Jan at the absolute latest. A few days early would be nice. But I think what I'm gonna have to do is just knit as much as I possibly can until the time that I can, and just see where we go from there, and like not stress about doing 8 rows a day, just like getting it as close as I can without stressing myself out about it. So I think that's going to be the plan. Not really going to think about numbers or inches or anything like that in terms of goals. We're just going to move it forward. This wasn't really the plan that I had for my finish it videos. The whole plan was to, you know, actually finish things. But I did kind of leave this one a little bit to the last minute, and I have kind of learnt my lesson with that, because now the next finish it video that I will have will be in March, because it will be bi-monthly, and I am sort of realizing that I should probably kind of start working on that now, because otherwise I don't think I'll get those projects finished. And again, it kind of all, I don't know, stems. It all kind of relies on things going up bi-monthly, because then in the other months I have podcast episodes. So it does kind of relate on getting those things up at their set times. So I'm gonna just work through this as much as I can, and I'll see you in a couple of days' time to update you how I'm going with this. But if I don't finish it for this vlog, I don't finish it for this vlog. It is what it is. It's almost time for this video to go up, which means I have to wrap up my crop top. We're being joined by a beautiful Arthie who has been sleeping there all day and very much enjoying his little sun. Hey? He is so asleep right now. Can you tell that I haven't done a whole lot of work on it since I spoke to you last? In all honesty, I definitely got waylaid by working a project for my next video in this series, and usually I would kind of beat myself up about that, of like, well, I should have worked on this more rather than starting that one. But I think in the long run, doing that was the better idea, because I wasn't going to finish this in time for this vlog. I would have had to really push myself with it, and I wouldn't have enjoyed the process. And that's like, I am trying to finish things this year, but I am also trying to enjoy working on things. Like, the whole point of finishing things is that I'm enjoying working on it enough that I want to finish, and then I will have the finished project to wear. And there's kind of no point to it if I hate the entire experience and then I push myself so hard that I end up not even enjoying having it finished. I think by starting this other project, or starting to work on it again, I set myself up with a little bit more time for the next video. These will be bi-monthly, by the way, and hopefully then that way I will finish that project in that video. I've left myself a little bit more time than I did with this one. When I started this project for this video, I was just editing it. I, for some reason, thought I was like here-ish when I started. I wasn't. I was still on the ribbing. So with that in mind, I have done quite a lot since I started this in, I think, early December, for a month and a half progress. I think I did pretty, whoops, I almost dropped it. I think I did pretty good, considering that I was really not focusing on this. I was focusing on the flax. So look, it is what it is. I didn't get it done, but hopefully it will make a valiant return at some point and I will finish it. But for now, I'm not marking this as a fail. I am just rerouting my knitting time and my mental space to work on some things that I am enjoying more and that I will enjoy having finished, and I can come back to this later. It will still be here. I also think on that I have learned a little bit I've learned a little something about when I should be starting to think about finishing these projects and when they are a good fit for each video. Being still on the ribbing for something that I want to finish in a month and a half's time is not the move. So future me is definitely going to be thinking about that. I've already planned out when I should be starting things. Look at me go. For future videos, so that I'm setting myself up for success, being able to finish things in my allotted time frame rather than stressing myself out and not enjoying any of it. But that is the end of this month's Finish It. I finished a whole jumper, pretty proud of that, and half of a crop top. I think that's a win, especially for my first video in this series. In February and in the off months in between the bi-monthly videos of these, I'll be back. Sorry, that's my cat scratching. I will be back to doing podcast episodes where I will do more of like a update. This is where I am, this is what I'm working on, this is everything I've touched lately, rather than specific timelines of things. Hopefully that all makes sense. And I will see you all in Feb for that, and hopefully another video or two. We'll see how the month pans out. Love to hear if you finish anything in Jan, what you're working on at the moment, or if you have anything you're hoping to finish in the short term. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next time, and happy knitting until then. Bye.